YouTube, what's good? This your favorite coach, Coach E. And as always, you know I got another banger for you. But before we get into it, though, let's give honor to the sponsors. So check it. Before we get too deep into, what we're going to discuss today, I want to take the time to acknowledge a few people. First, Miss Jody Spriggs, the founder and director of Dream Aftercare. Great lady. I know you hear me say her name a lot because she always come through for me. A few weeks ago, I posted a status on Facebook about, wanting to partnership with an elementary school, to provide free haircuts for kids. And instantly she jumped into it. She connected me with the right people. And like I said, she's always coming through. I can always depend on her, to lead me the right direction. She's been a good mentor, whether it was from finding money for my program or just different things I could do to, or ideas that, that I could, enhance it or just helping me with the progress from a director standpoint and from a personal standpoint. So, huge thank you to her, and I'm very grateful to have her. Secondly, the assistant principal that responded, the connection that was made was to Miss Stephanie Donald. Now she's the assistant principal at William Clinton Elementary. Now this is the school that Miss Jody tagged me with, and instantly, we were able to, make it work, come to a good understanding about how we could do it, the structure of it, and I mean, I went last Monday, but we were supposed to make it happen last week. But as you know, the tornadoes came through. But anyway, everything works in God's time. Instantly, when I met Miss Stephanie, very, very, very polite and nice lady. She welcomed me with open arms, very respectful, very sweet on the kids. And, instantly when I walked to the school, man, them kids made me feel like a celebrity. Coach E. I didn't know so many kids knew me. I do coaching in the community leagues and then, of course, with the AAU program. And, man, it was dope. I seen a lot of my kids. Some kids I didn't even know went to the school. But, man, it made me feel real special over there. So, every Monday you can catch me at William Clinton Elementary cutting hair and just, talking to some of these kids. And, as our relationship progress, I do want to start, making some of these kids' dreams and wishes come true. Or, donating shoes or whatever it might be, PlayStation game, whatever. So once I get to that part of it, I'm going to start posting a link. So, hopefully some of you guys can help me make this happen. But anyway, it was a dope experience, man. Shout out to William Clinton Elementary School in Sherwood, Arkansas. Thanks for everything. Next, I want to shout out Dr. Mark Malloy. Man, great guy. Since day one, man, there's been nothing but love and respect there. He's done a lot of things for this program, whether it was come and, do some of the sports physicals for these kids so they can, participate in their school of sporting events. And it surprised me. A lot of kids, don't have insurance or able to go, or their parents can afford to take them to the doctor. So, man, I didn't know that it was going to be big as it was, man. So I thank God for Dr. Mark. Dr. Mark has contributed, in many ways to this program. And I don't know if you want me to tell everything, but I was trying to get some team shoes for my kids. I'll share this. And he just, hey, what you need? And man, next thing I know, I had a check in the mail. So, man, Dr. Mark, you just don't understand how much we greatly appreciate you and everything you do for the program. So thanks again. All right, so let's get to it. Today, I want to discuss parenting in AAU basketball. And to be more specific, let's talk about the mentality of I don't want to force my kids to do anything or, just a laid back approach that we have with our children. Now, keep in mind, I don't knock anybody for how they parent. What you do is what you do. All I do is offer my opinion from my standpoint as a coach and a father. And, some going to agree with it and some might not. You get what I'm saying? So whatever it is, I don't want this to start no back and forth or negative comments. Like I said, I'm just here to discuss it, bring awareness and use my platform in whatever positive way I can. Please don't take nothing personal. Like I said, I'm just giving my opinion from my standpoint. So check it. When I look at today's sports, I see a lot of kids who really don't want to be there. and truly it's really affecting the culture, and it's really, I mean, it's just affecting the culture, period, from across the board. One thing I believe parents need to understand is that without your support and your backing, your coach has no power at all. You know what I'm saying? I do really think that we have gotten so far away from what, our day and time, because of the mentality that we want to be so different from how we were raised, and we might have felt some type of way about how we was treated as kids, and now we have the mentality of, I'll never make my kid go through that. And sometimes it don't even be negative experiences. It just might, it just might have rubbed you the wrong way. But we have to remember one thing. We're no longer in the era that kids naturally go outside and pick up, sports and just whatever, hobbies or whatever you want to call them, or naturally develop certain skill sets that will lead to them want to do more things in life. We are in the electronic era, and I just feel like it's very important that you push your kids and that you let your kids know that, you have to be doing something, or you have to get it out the mud in order for you to excel in life, because it's going to be a certain point in life where somebody's going to push them. And if they're not used to it, or they're not receiving it from their parents at an early age, then I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of kids won't make it in life. Once again, I'm not saying or knocking anybody else's parenting. But what I am saying is, if you know you're not the type of parent to push your kid or back your coach, stop signing them up for sports. One thing I do hate to hear a lot of parents say is, oh, well, it's up to them. It's like, that's very frustrating, because as long as you give kids the power and the ability to pick what they want to do, and they're not naturally workers, we're going to lose every time. Soon as you get on them too hard, they're going to quit. Soon as you say something to them that they might not like, they're going to shut down. You just don't know how many kids I see shutting down in the middle of the game that'll cost you the game. And man, that's very frustrating as a coach. You really don't have no, you really don't have no power, or your influence means nothing to these kids, because the parents, like, I done had kids tell me before, and it doesn't happen that much. It might happen once or twice. You be like, hey, if you don't get it together, you next practice we running, and they'll tell you straight up, I just won't come. Man, my mom and daddy would have never. Let's not even talk about let me say it. I had more respect than to say something like that. But they would never, give me the power to believe that, I can quit, or, run, from a discipline, or, a consequence. No, it never worked like that. So I just feel like the mindset of parents now these days, or the lackadaisicness of it, is really affecting teams, because kids don't want to be pushed. They really don't want to work hard, and it's causing a major gap in today's sports. It's very frustrating for kids. I mean, for coaches these days, because it's either two things, or three. The parents don't come around because they don't care, and they just glad their kids not at the house, or the parents are around. Man, hey, it's up to you, and that's hurting. I do feel like coaches and parents need to be on the same page. I know I might have covered it in a video earlier, but to be more in depth about it, it's just kids just have too much power. And as long as you in the technology era and kids are naturally falling in love with electronics and doing nothing first, they'll never, ever naturally fall in love with one to be pushed and work hard. I hear a lot of parents talking about, oh, I want my son to go D1. I want my daughter to get D1. But what you have to understand is, the same way your child has to have a certain mentality, that parent has to have a certain mentality. If you complain about only practicing once a week and playing too much twice a month, it's like, you're a problem. And I just feel like parents do need to do more far as pushing their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should never be scared that your kid gonna get mad at you or shut down on you. You're the parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't scare my parents, or a lot of parents. It's like, we have to get a hold of this situation, because these kids gonna raise kids, and it's gonna get worse every generation. So I do believe that if you're not, if you don't really have anything to offer as a parent, and you're not gonna, you know, uphold what your coach say, if you're not gonna be a support and actually push your kids and put your foot down and let your child know that, hey, if you're gonna do this, and I'm spending my money, we're going to do this and be all in. Um, I just get amazed sometimes because a lot of parents, they don't have the mindset or want to set the standard for their child to work hard and earn anything, but they have the audacity to come and ask you or get upset. Well, I paid the same money the other parents paid, and my child come to every practice, and why he's not playing? You should never put your coach in that position. First, you need to sit back and ask yourself: Can my child dribble? Would he have been would he have been a good fit for this team in this situation when they was pressing or whatever? You know, parents should never make a coach feel uncomfortable to where he can't do his job. Now, true enough, it is on that coach to, get rid of him or have the heart to say, hey, sit down. But at there's a certain point when you a coach and you really love what you do and you trying to keep your kids together and you building relationships, it is hard too, because it's like, it make you feel like if I do this, I could lose this child. But let's get back to the point. Parents need, if you're going to be with your coach, trust your coach. If you don't trust them, find another program. But parents can become poisoning on both ends of it, making this an uncoachable environment, and also making on both ends, from your opinion to you not being willing to enforce certain things with your child and put your foot down. So it's like, if you take the power away from the coach, then you're trying to dictate the little power the coach do have. Man, listen, you are a cancer. But back to my original statement, mindsets. Children sit back and only do what you allow them to do. And if you're not going to be a parent that's going to put your foot down and tell your child that, hey, this is what we doing, and you want to work hard, go outside and do this, and take them to the gym for extra reps, even work on their dieting, and telling them no, then basketball might not be for your child. Multi-sports parents, it's okay to play multi-sports, but what I do feel is there's going to be a certain point when you're going to have to, be more dedicated to one. Like, if you know that one sport is more important than the other, you might need to sit back. If you can't equally dedicate yourself on the important events to whatever sport might be going on at that time, these kids will never take it serious. It's just a lot of avenues that we can go. I don't want to get too deep into it, but what I am saying is parenting and the way you parent is very key to the success of a program. And coaches, this falls back on you, because sometimes you get so desperate trying to make a team that you start settling for these type of things. And you're going to have to put your foot down and just say, no, we won't take it. And learn how to be able to don't let a parent call your bluff. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on it. And to sum it up, parenting is very important. Teams need parental support physically and emotionally for these kids, and don't make it a toxic environment. So just keep that in mind, parents and coaches. Like I said, put your foot down and just take what you go, and let them know you're not going to take certain stuff, because I see a lot of programs that's folding and that's not going anywhere because they just stuck. So, hey, these are just my thoughts. It's your boy Coach E. Check it. Hey, I see you guys next time.